Welcome back. This is Grillenheimer. Now, little echo in here. I just wanted to have better lighting for a change. Now, yeah, I'm wearing a Unicron shirt, the old Lucas Brothers website from, gosh, 21 years ago. But really, what's on my mind is more on a political nature. One of my kids was asking me about some stuff. Apparently they're talking a little politics in the classroom, and it got me thinking a little bit, because and after dropping him off from school, I started thinking myself, it's like, okay. And then I remember having an argument, not an argument, but a conversation with my other child about propaganda. They were trying to say that I'm the one listening to the propaganda. And I'm thinking, how is what I'm listening to propaganda? And it comes down to either not, if one side thinks the other one's listening to propaganda and the other side is saying, no, you're listening to propaganda, then there's no real propaganda going on. But there is. The deal is what you need to be looking at is facts versus falsification. And with thanks to Trump, that helped illuminate a lot of what we're hearing going on. And because he brought that to life, because he kept really being on the ball with those people, agitated them. They didn't like it because the truth was trying to seep out, was trying to be presented, and we've never really stopped for 25 plus years. We have a Rush Limbaugh to thank for that, and Fox News, early on Fox News. There was a reason why they said Fox on your side, why that slogan was actually presented and made and kept. And that if the media is trying to emotionally charge you with the information they're giving, then it may not be based on fact. It may not be fully based on fact. They may not be telling you the whole story. It doesn't matter what avenue you're listening to, because if they're trying to rile your emotions with whatever they're showing or talking about and reporting, then you might need to double think. And yes, we all need, and that's what even Rush Limbaugh was trying to do through his tenure on the radio and his short term on his TV show, which was hilarious, which was really had its moments. So, and as Ben Shapiro even, says very stoically, facts don't care about your feelings, I like the guy. I listen to him a lot. Some of his videos are very long. It's an actual show. He will put out snippets out there, so you don't have to watch the whole 45 to an hour length of whatever. And that's another thing, is that we have all sorts of different people on the conservative side that are giving all sorts of different points of view. They're not all using the same narrative. They're not always all talking about the same things. Nor on certain topics rise to the heat of the moment. And sometimes all of a sudden, yeah, this guy's talking about it. Yeah, this guy's talking about it. Because it might be the hot topic, political topic of the day. Now, that's a different story. But when you end up looking at MSNBC and CNN and HLN and whoever, and you turn on the station, which I really don't watch them anymore, and they're saying almost the same thing, cookie cutter kind of stuff, the same terms and the same narrative over, and it doesn't matter what station you're watching anymore. When it comes to mainstream media. And that's why so many people throughout the years, and it has been a growing, organic growth of an awakening of Americans. And it doesn't matter your background, it doesn't matter your color, it doesn't matter your heritage, it doesn't matter whatever. Politics has never been this heated, people. It really hasn't. Like I've said before, I think if I've recorded this, I don't know if the video, maybe I took it off, or I recorded it and didn't put it on YouTube. I can't remember which. Where that I mentioned, in the 90s, when I was in college, a lot of friends and I who don't see eye to eye, and we're very split apart now. Back then, we could talk, we could debate, we could talk about certain things, and we would all eventually, and we would weigh things differently and heavily and whatever, but we could talk about it. We could have a healthy debate. It's gone. It is just gone. And that was the Clinton era. When I was in college, and in colleges are always a little politically charged. I was in a Christian college, I will admit that. And so with a lot of my friends' Christian backgrounds, it just blows my mind how I'm thinking, okay, it's 2020 or 2021, and you're on what side? And you vote, how? I'm just like, do you not understand what one side party is doing as compared to the other? Now, I will admit, I like using the word conservative, not completely Republican, because even the Republicans don't have it all together. And then you have people like McConnell who, did what he did in reference to just a month ago. But it's just, because I know people that vote Democrat that are good people. And for the most part, we're all good people, really. That have been told certain avenues of media not to watch. Don't do this. Don't watch them. They give false facts. That don't listen to these people. Blah, 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 blah. Under the bus. Slander, slander, slander. For years. And so, no, they may have a curiosity for Rush or whatever. And I even had it in my mind that I think I heard snippets of Steven Crowder throughout the years, and when he used to be on Fox, and I'm just like, boy, this guy's tasteless, and I just didn't like him at all. But as 2020 came about, and being on YouTube myself, in the whole, actually 2019 is when I started picking up on Crowder, and he would pop up in my recommendations some, and then the whole deal with him and in big tech that we're on right now, that it was just eye-opening. And I'm like, whoa, what is going on with this guy? Why is they kind of attacking him? What's going on? And so now I'm a Steven Crowder fan of all things. And I did not like the guy early on. So people change. Things happen. And he's grown up a little too, and he looks a lot like my brother. Of course, my brother's a lot older than him, and he doesn't have his voice, and he always talks like this, but he does a great Trump impersonation. You gotta give him that. But it's like, okay, Grillenheimer, you're rambling. Why are you talking about this? Well, my main point is sort of Rush's past. He was the voice that we could always go to. I mean, Sean Hannity's okay. Michael Berry can be a little brash too. I've listened to him a little bit. Normally used to listen to him on my way home from work, when I'm always at home for work now. Gosh. And we have a local guy that's really good. I like him. He's got another hour left. Golly, Hannity. Glenn Beck is another one. That's right. I didn't used to like Glenn Beck either. I thought he was pretty haughty and arrogant. And the more I've listened to him, the more I've kind of become a fan of him also. So if you are looking for alternative media, then, you know, start listening to these people. And my friend, who is also was a professor at a college, who was a Democrat and very Christian, loved us all, who we almost lost in college because of complications with a pregnancy, and they had to let the baby go. It was very tough. It was tough on all of us. It was a very emotional time, and we had lost 2 other friends as well in different circumstances. And it was just, oh gosh, those were 2 rough years for us in college. Let me tell you, that were hard for all of us to go through, and we got so close. And now all we can do is connect on Facebook, and I've noticed how far apart we've become. But at least we're still connecting. But it's sad to see that it's just like, you don't understand, this is like this, and then they come back, and we try to tell them, and we're not meeting in the middle anymore. It's just, you see vitriol on the other side. It just saddens the heart. And you just want to get them to see how close-minded they can be. And I can be stubborn, but I'm more open now about news, my news sources, who I'm listening to, and I'm listening to a whole lot more people. I'm learning all about these other little news networks on YouTube, etc., for the good or for the bad. So you just got to search, and you will find truth, because the other side, the cookie cutter mainstream media, is not doing anybody justice. They are the ones dividing us, and it's not very good. And you're probably saying, well, then Grillenheimer, why aren't you watching CNN and MSNBC and NBC and ABC and blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm like, well, I have. And I got tired of it because I was forced to watch it at work. We had our cubicles. I was sitting next to somebody, and right up there, I mean, here's my monitor, and I'm sitting with working at my monitor, and the TV's right there. I could see it. I mean, every day was HLN. Every day was CNN. Every day was one of those 2, and I got tired of it. They said a lot of stuff. That was many years ago. Oh, gosh, it was around, how long was I in that department? Let's see, about 2006 to about 2018. So yeah, I'm very familiar for about 12 years having to watch CNN HLN or CNN, which are almost the same thing. It might as well be. And I'll never forget, here I got a tiny little radio at my desk, and I got my earbud in, and the whole mess that went down with Hands Up, Don't Shoot. I was hearing them spin that narrative in a completely different way in real time. I've never seen or heard anything like it before. And yeah, Grillenheimer, where do we go from here? Russia's gone. They're not even really doing much replays. They're doing more of like, this was his life, we're trying to keep it going. But I'm not sure what they're really doing on his station. I've been listening to it some. His wife has been on there a little bit, Catherine. I don't know. They may be trying to, it could be very contractual, because I remember about a little over 2 years ago, there were rumors of him quitting because he was going to have to sign another contract. And it was either like a 10-year or 5-year contract. And he knew even then his health wasn't bad. I mean, wasn't good. Then he was diagnosed at the beginning of 2020. So, and that was probably, really hard on him. probably even harder for him to give that much personal information about himself on the radio nationwide. And to back that up is that when during the president's speech and they got Rush there to give him that award, you got to understand the truth is Rush knew he was going to get a medal. He knew he was going to get the Medal of Honor or whatever, but he didn't know it was going to be then. Because he was rushed up there, and he had just a week or so before told everybody on the radio he had stage 5 lung cancer. And the President Trump realized, oh my gosh, this is terrible, this is grave. I've already told him I'm going to give him this award, but we haven't planned it yet. Let me just go ahead. Go ahead. I can't do it, Trump. And give it to him now and surprise him with it, because it really was a surprise. He didn't know he was getting it then. So that's why he did look surprised, and the people around him didn't. That's why Catherine didn't look surprised. She knew. And Rush, with his hearing, it was hard for him to hear what was going on a little bit, even with his implant thing in, which you can see, because it's a special kind of implant, from what I understand. And he even talked about that on his show. He was very transparent. He really did want the best for everybody. He wanted the best for this country, for everyone here. He has African American listeners and black followers and Hispanic followers, Indian people from India followers. They used one of his callers as to help advertise his show. From where I come from, your name is a household name, and boom, I'm sure he is American, but he was probably not born here, listening to his accent. And I'm not being ugly, I'm being descriptive. That's another issue I have that I'm going to have to make for another time because I'm out of time. But where do we go from here? If you have a channel like mine, for the good or the bad, as hunky-dory ragtag this is, get the word out. Tell the truth. Report the truth. Don't back down. They can't silence everybody. They can't silence us all. We have to keep going. We have to keep pushing. We can't stop. We need to do it with civility. We need to do it with honesty and transparency. We have to do it with a Christian heart, if you are Christian or not. Just be honest. Tell and report what's going on. We can't stop. Rush would not have wanted us to stop. That's the point of this video. So in order for us to squash false, misleading information from the real, got my hat on, I feel like I'm the guy from the Guy R Us ad from the game magazines in the 90s. Guy R Us. He wore a hat. He was wearing a hat backwards too, I think. Don't stop. We can't stop reporting the facts as they are, how things are really going down, what we really think. We cannot allow them to squash our opinion. The facts. What's really going on, how real people are being affected by their misinformation, their over-labeling, their shallow reporting. It's up to us. Rush has lost his voice. We need to rise up, as a nation, and we need to be the ones to rally against our own media. It can't just be Steven Crowder or Glenn Beck or Michael Berry or Sean Hannity or just OAN or Oh, I can see his face. I want to call him Marcus. I don't know what his real name is. The conservative twins. The One Source News. That's who I'm thinking of. The black conservative patriot. That guy. I like it. He's can be a little long-winded. Oh gosh, I got to log in. But he's got a lot of good information. He's very pause, and he does this. And you know, he's sitting at his desk, it looks like, and he's got the American flag on brick in the background. You know, love you, man. Keep doing what you're doing. But this is Grillenheimer. We got to keep pushback. We got to keep going. Don't be silent. If we raise our voices, and enough of us are pushing the truth, not false narratives, not misinformation, from the virus to politics to daily living, in original American Christian and traditional American values. I don't care who you are. I could care less if you're lesbian, gay, from another country, and you live here and you love it, or you're Japanese, or you're Indian, or Native American, or Floridian, or Kentuckian, Alabamian, New Jersey, wherever. If you want to keep your opinion and speech alive, keep it alive yourself. We need pushback. And then it's going to take all of us. Because I'm beginning to think, the more I'm hearing, they're still looking into what happened on election night. But you're not hearing it. Because they don't want anyone to know people are still looking into what happened that night. I gotta go. Thanks for watching. Never stop. Never stop searching the truth. And we'll see you next time. Have a blessed day. And again, thank you for watching.